one the day that they were here and changed the locks on the 11th of April. I'm tired of fighting with nonsense here, so I'm gonna tell you, the people that matter, because I value the opinions of those that matter to me, and I don't value the others, so I'm looking at what matters to me, okay? There is no way in the world I was embarrassed. I asked for those locks to be changed. There was no reason for me to hide this invoice. I was under the impression they were going to bill us. Now, $500 and some here versus $5,000 base pay retainer fee for an attorney out of your pocket. I'm wondering if you really, talk about living in a glass house, Gary. I mean, I should be embarrassed because we changed locks to protect this city hall at $500. They're high security locks. I was well aware of what the cost was. I signed off on it. I knew what that was going to be. I knew this would be public. It was all over the news that we had changed locks. I have nothing to hide. There was no reason to hide that. Councilman Allen asked me if we had been billed. We had not been billed. Yes, I had this invoice. We had not been billed. So that's where I'm gonna go with that. Another thing, if anybody needs to get in touch with me, you can either come to me directly after meeting, I'll give you my personal cell phone, or you can call City Hall, the office, and get my number. On my answering machine now, it does give my personal cell phone number. There has been a huge lack in communication with various organizations and groups, and they're constantly telling me they cannot get in touch with me, they don't know how to get a hold of me, they've left me a message. When I come up of an evening to check my voicemail, it's either 0 or 2 old messages. So there's something happening in communication, I'm not sure what. Mail has always been opened in this office. I was under the understanding it was anything that was titled City of Baxter Springs, anything that was attention Mayor Jennifer Bingham was mine. All of my mail is opened every day. And again, there's a lack of communication here and people trying to reach me. I no longer want my mail opened by anybody in this office. If it says my name or it says City of Baxter and you give it to me, it's my mail and I don't want you opening it, I don't want you touching it. I do not want anybody messing with my phone or messing with messages in my phone. Secondly, there have been 2 huge projects that the city almost missed out on. One being a water project that was with Downstream Casino, and thank God they've taken us under their wing and are allowing us to be a part of that, because that project could possibly save Baxter Springs as the hospital is saving Galena, and Spring River is our saving grace. And secondly, as we discussed a few meetings ago, the highway project, the grant for $800+ thousand that just kind of slipped through on the city clerk's email. You said you would go get that for us. Did you ever produce that?
Email?
Mm-hmm.
I never received an email, but I did get it from Sean Turner. He forwarded it to me. It probably, they said it could have been from spam because it was sent out to like 200 people and it was a reminder. I forwarded that to one of the other council members so they could see it came in April 23rd and it wasn't here.
Thank you. No, there was a March email that you did get. Okay, so that's what I have to cover on that for my mayor's report. We are having an economic development committee meeting this week. Looking forward to meeting with the guys on that, and we're on a go with that. So I am looking forward to that. So that's to you, to the people, that I will report what I'm doing and what we're working on here. I have a meeting with Downstream tomorrow as well with the water project, and I look forward to seeing what they have to offer for the city of Baxter, because they are willing to work with us, and we are very pleased with that, considering we were about a month late in getting involved in meetings. So glad they welcomed us to that project. Okay, now let's do committee reports. St. Clair, absent. Trees?
Yeah, we have items to here. Street department met yesterday, Gary and I, and, Rhonda, we couldn't get hold of you. Our street department.
Yes, you got hold of me. Lindy.
Okay. Anyway, we had a couple of discussions on, we talked about asphalting a couple of streets here in town and what would need to be done. The Apostolic Faith Bible College has asked the city to waive their fee to tap into a line for a emergency fire sprinkler system. Is that right? Am I saying that right?
I think so.
Okay. And it's still unclear to me whether they wanted the whole project waived or just the street asphalting redone. Did Mike, or Bob's not here, is he, Kirby?
No.
Okay. And Gary talked to him on the phone. It never did come clear whether, how much of it they were asking us if we would waive the fee for fixing the asphalt and so forth when the project was over. I think I understood what they wanted. But anyway, we're gonna have to talk to Mike, or Bob, I mean, see exactly what they wanna do. One other item, since the street department's involved, citywide cleanup, tomorrow's the last day to call in, Friday's the last day they will load. And then starting hopefully next week, when we start fixing some of these, ruts where we replace water lines, gas pipes, and so forth and so on. We've got some around the city that's really bad. And, Jimmy, we talked about that yesterday, so we're gonna try to get into that sometime next week, weather permitting. So that's kind of where we're at on the street department.
I really appreciate the way you work with that group, and I appreciate your efforts there, thank you very much. And I appreciate the street department update, council, you'll take note of that, you have an update in your packet from the street department, things that are happening in the city and things that are going on there. Have you guys decided or adding more summer help to the group, or?
Well, we've talked about it, but we never had really come to any conclusion of what we need to do exactly.
He says it's in his budget, Donna, what, do we have room in that budget to add 2 more?
We'd have to just look and see where he's at and figure out how long he's gonna keep him for the time.
We need to do that then, tomorrow. Is that okay with you, Randy?
You guys come up with the figure there, we'll have another meeting. Well, I'm gonna be out of town for a week.
That's okay, okay.
And as soon as I get back, we'll have a meeting, discuss it, and maybe get his extra help if the budget will allow, if the council okay with it.
Thank you, Randy. Steele is
Thank you.
absent. Anybody have a report for Steele? Okay. Costa?
Nope.
Mackey?
I don't have anything.
Did you? Okay, thank you. Alan?
Have nothing, thank you.
I have a question for you. Did Bob ever make contact with, was it Kristen, what's her last name? Teetsor. Did he ever make contact with her? We had a meeting, about 2 weeks ago, and she was on vacation. He was supposed to get with her the next Wednesday. Has anything, I made a couple of phone calls and can't get anybody to respond, so anybody, you know anything about that?
I have not heard anything from Ron.
Do you know what we're talking about?
That's the phone call you guys are gonna make the next morning to get the.
We can't hear him.
Was that you were
Can
gonna
you
make
hear him
phone call
now?
next morning with Bob to Christie?
No, they still can't hear you. You're gonna have to adjust your mic.
Use your microphone.
Except for some-
It needs to be on the other side, cause you.
Maybe you need to hold it in your hand, because they've gotta hear you.
You were gonna make a phone call the next morning to Christie and Bob to try to get the water thing.
The microphone needs if you put it on the other side, cause you talk that direction. If you'd switch sides on your lapel.
You were gonna make a phone call the next morning.
There, that's good.
You were gonna make a phone call the next morning with Bob, that's why I talked to
Yes,
Bob and I
okay.
haven't heard anything from him.
Yeah, you need to get with Bob, because now it's been almost 3 weeks, and I'm sure she's back from vacation. She's supposed to be back the next Wednesday. And if we either need to pay the additional charge, which will be $300 to $400, it was what I was told, the projected cost, then we'll need to do that. So that needs to be taken care of.
We'll get with Bob, thank you.
Okay, Kaufman?
I'd like to, set up a cable meeting.
Yes?
The 14th at like 5 o'clock, if that would be okay. That'd be, your Greta, your, Gary?
I can't get to until 6:30.
6:30. No earlier? What day would you,
Then your Tuesday or Wednesday of next week.
would Tuesday of next week be okay?
Donna said you're not on that committee, but yes, you are on that committee.
Anytime's
Could you do Tuesday? 5 Tuesday? That's
The 12th?
19th.
Oh, the 19th one on,
5 Tuesday, the 19th. Table meeting.
Is this in regards to,
Just, I like to get updates from Donna as to where we're at as far as everything, as far as our subscriber stuff, where we're at on our equipment, anything like that. Greta's new. I'd like for her to get involved and understand some things. There's some things that we could, that I'm sure she'd probably like to ask questions, so.
and also,
I mean,
if,
that's all, part of the deal, so.
no,
Since I'm on there, can we get the minutes to where it was approved for her to have the free cable and the internet, since that pertains to that? Or is the meeting notes for that? Can we have her present that, show that where she was okay to get the free cable and internet?
And this is still an ongoing investigation. I mean, that's out of our hands.
It was what?
In the work session.
Is there notes and
Well-
meetings, so was it supposed to be brought to the committee
There
to be
should have
voted
been
on?
minutes during a work session. There should be, there should be.
We've never.
Well, you know.
That's not why I'm having.
It's actually,
the
it's
meeting.
actually
You know,
right with the
No,
cable.
but I
Well,
do
I'm
have,
just,
I
I'm
have concern
asking,
over that.
since
I
I'm
have
on the
concern.
cable, I wanna ask, because I want to, I mean, I need to know.
That hasn't vanished. That is an ongoing investigation that's out of the hands of Topeka. And we have been in contact with them, and they're gonna send down some information soon. So, you know, I'm with you, Brett. I think it'd be important to know that
Can I still have the meeting if we're not, if I
Absolutely.
don't have anything?
Oh, absolutely, because there will be a meeting for that,
I mean.
and you won't be the one to call it. The AG will.
I'm not talking about what you're talking about. I'm talking about just my regular cable meeting.
What
And I go
concerns me
ahead-
is you want
go
someone
ahead
that's
and-
involved in investigation to come and inform everybody about how cable operates.
I said what now?
You want someone that's legally involved in an investigation right now to help you understand the cable system.
Where's the investigation?
No, that's not what I said.
Yes, you did. You want Donna there to explain,
Donna runs the cable system, Jennifer. She always has.
and that's what concerns me. And
Well,
that doesn't
I'm sorry
concern
it
you
concerns you,
guys,
but
bothers
I-
me a little bit. And I hope the
I'm
public
really
sees
not too
this as
sure
well.
what you're trying to say. I want a cable meeting. If you can be there at 5 o'clock the 19th, Gary the 19th, Donna the 19th, if you wanna be there the 19th, 5 o'clock to discuss cable in Baxter Springs.
Great, I hope you figure out how it's all.
Well, that, I was just, I mean, I wasn't trying to start anything, I was just trying to ask so that I'm clear on if, why it's being received that way.
That's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Meeting on the 19th at 5,
Yes. Thank you.
open to the public.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, and Dave?
I don't have anything, I do want the public to know that I have went to the fire station and I have familiarized myself with Gunner, and he showed me around, and he explained a few things, and there is gonna be some upcoming things that they're gonna need, and it's very understandable, but right now, there's not anything, but just wanted to let you know that I have gotten in contact with him. He gave me a tour and talked with me, and
Gunner
keep
does a
it
good
up.
job. I didn't see your report from the fire department, but
Yeah, I don't, he said he was gonna have one here, but I don't know what happened, so he sent.
hopefully that's good news. There's nothing to report. For the fire department, that would be good news. So, okay, thank you so much, council. We appreciate your reports. Unfinished business?
I have a question. So can you tell me, did you attend the meetings with the DD agent? You attend meetings with them beforehand? No, you don't try, I'm just asking. If, before we were, because the council was not ever aware of these meetings, so.
No, we
so-
weren't. As a council, we were not aware of
Okay,
these meetings.
but you had been to 3 before we ever knew.
I've been to one. So you have bad information
Well,
again,
maybe I
Ron.
got the wrong,
Yeah,
but,
you do.
did Bob go out there? Or anybody that represented like what we can do with the sewer, how much water we can provide, what
I
we
was
can do?
invited as mayor at a meeting that I
Right.
was, he came and said, why haven't you been a part of these meetings? Why won't the city call us back? Bob won't call us back, Donna won't call us back, why aren't you coming to meetings? And I said, I'll be there. As mayor, I do go to things that all of you don't go
That's
to.
fine. You can-
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not
I
saying
know
that,
I
I'm
can, Ron.
saying,
I know I can. So where are you going with this? What's your next
what,
question?
what I'm asking you is, I was told there were 3 meetings,
I've
but
been
we
to
had no
one.
water representative there.
Bob was at the last one, was he not, Robert? You were there?
Yeah, he was at the last one because we sent him out there.
Well, Bob knew about it before I did, and so did Donna. So if
Well,
they weren't there, I don't know why.
I don't know, nobody seemed to know.